Welcome back to Potato League. Me versus Decom. Diamond level Terran. Diamond 3 Terran. Diamond 3 Zerg. We're about to go throw a bunch of garbage at each other while one of us tries to win. So I want to talk today about why I lost this and what am I doing that I could have improved on this. So my opener is just my standard Terran opener. Hatch gas pool, 17, 18, 17 hatch gas pool. But first mistake, take a look at this production bar here. There's an issue. I made an overlord instead of a drone. Misclick. And this is going to throw me into all kinds of a loop. I'm basically lost in the woods now for the rest of my build, and I don't even know what to do with this overlord. I kind of panic, and it tilts me. It tilts me. I haven't played in 3 days, so I feel all kinds of rusty. This is just a random scout from him. He's gonna see me just be late on my pool. That's what. That's all that he got from that was, he's got a late pool. I'm getting my overlord out on his side. Meanwhile, he's going marine first, and this is actually great. He puts his marine out to try to kill my first overlord, which is amazing. Taking a third base at 27 supply. So I got my queens, my lings, my drone, and let's try to nab this guy at 300 minerals. There she is. Do I get speed on time? Yes, I get speed on time, and I pull both out of gas on accident. This is a big mistake. I've had only 2 in gas the whole beginning, which is actually very interesting because I can support this build with just 2 in the gas. However, I wanted to leave 1 in so I could slowly build up 50 minerals to take my baneling nest right as I saturate this other mineral line. But, yeah, now my minerals of gas are not going to move from 12 until I realize, I'm late and I want the baneling nest now. So another big mistake. 2 mistakes so far. Late overlord, denying my drones, and then forgot to leave 1 into gas. So this is a big issue. So now I'm trying to get up to 38 workers as soon as I can, and then I've built in a little bit of pressure, a little bit of an attack into my build. So this is when I realize, oh geez, I forgot all my things. So Hellions coming into the base. This is standard. This is just standard opener. For the Terran, I'm not too worried about it. I'm getting my baneling nest a little bit late. I would have liked to have that about 20-30 seconds earlier, but I didn't have the money for it. And now I'm building up about 20 drone Zerglings. This is for my attack. This is built into my push. So the purpose of this, what I wanted to do, is get into his third, get some scouting information in, because I am really bad at scouting with overlords. I like putting them down range in good spots. I've got the intention, but I never use them. Never use it. For a month or so, I was opening up with overlord speed. And I would get overlord speed. I'd use 100 gas on overlord speed, and then my overlords would die. And I would never get any scouting information. So I've decided to go against that, and instead, in order to scout, I make a bunch of lings to push out. So these lings are kind of safety for me to defend against any early pressure, and also for me to get some scouting information. And now behind this, I'm going to drone like crazy. So the beginning game up until this point, I've made some mistakes. I didn't get an overlord. I got an overlord early. I pulled off a gas. I couldn't get my baneling nest done, so I can't have any banes for this first push. I'm floating a whole bunch of gas now. I can't spend it. My creep spread hasn't started yet. I mean, I've done everything in the world. But I do get 4 Hellions. I get into the base. I force the lift. He doesn't have a wall, so I get into his mineral line. This is big wins for me. But another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to let them all die. Let all my Zerglings die. All the Zerglings are going to die now. So good news is I've contained him down to 1 base. I'm still making Zerglings at this point. I've got my eyes wide open and I'm expecting some big pushback. This is the first time I've ever done this build, and I don't really know how this happens and or what the follow-up on this is. So I get I get into his main. I'm starting to kill his workers. Killed 4 of his workers. This is amazing. I have no idea what I'm doing back at home. This is a big issue. So we're making nothing but lings. I should have probably gotten up to about 44 workers on 3 gases, and then tried to make roach. Gone roach and won it. That would have been a great switch. Transition into roach. So instead, I'm gonna get some late evolution chambers, and I'm gonna throw all my army away. I know that he's going cloak banshee, so I'm getting some spore crawlers. But you know what else would have been really nice? A couple overseers, and you'll see. I got some banes because I'm expecting some Hellion harass back. I don't know why. I've killed all of his base, so this is just kind of me not understanding Terran. I think one of the things I need to do is play more Terran. If I get lings into my main, that means I have these many Hellions. I guess he could have tried to get some real estate in with them, but I think he's smarter than that and knows I have to really try to re-drone or rebuild my workers because that Zerg just killed a bunch. So he's trying to get his worker count back up while I am cruising at 51. Upgrades come in, layers finished. Hydralisk done about 30 seconds late, but that's because of the pressure in the beginning. No injects. I've got Banshees in the main, and my Queen's just going to watch them. I'm not going to worry about floating. I'm not going to worry about changing that. Let's see how many drones he's killed. 8 drones now. He's killed double mine. And you ask yourself, why did I lose this game? His 1 Banshee. Let's think about the efficiency of what's going on here. So he's got 1 Banshee that's got 20 kills. And this is Zerglings and now 8 workers. Where I built 20 workers, 20 drones. It's resources lost. Lost 33 units. I've lost 1,000 minerals of stuff, and he's only lost 811 units. So he's done much more damage just with that last Banshee than I have with all of my links put together. So yeah, he's being very efficient with this. And I don't think he's done yet. I don't think he's done. I think he's going to fly into my natural. What do you know? And am I going to build an Overseer? Let's not build an Overseer. Let's just let it kill my drones. I will start making Hydralisks, and I'll get them over there. But I guess the strat on this was let it run out of energy so it can't cloak anymore. And then, you know, we can do that. So during that, I saw that there is Liberator coming in, and I'm just going to let that Liberator kill a whole bunch more of my units. That sounds great. That sounds great. So let's see where we are now. Next big mistake I make is right here. I've got map control. He can't move out. He's afraid to move out. He's got Liberators coming in, but I'm making Hydras. I can put Hydras all over base. I've got an Overseer coming in for more Cloak Banshees. I'm even taking a 4th base now. So this is a very late 4th base. Very late macro hatch. I'm floating a whole bunch of minerals. I can't spend my money, and I'm supply blocked. So what would have been the good idea? Let's hit up to 60 drones a long time ago. If he's so held back on this base, I need to get up to 60 drones, and I think I do a pretty terrible tech switch idea. So I'm starting my infestation pit. Trying to get queens out. I'm trying to creep spread now. I'm doing everything just kind of mediocre. I could have had a lot more creep spread. By 9 minutes, I should be about halfway across this map, or at least creeped out towards my 5th. I've got Liberators coming in. I've got a couple spines, so they're not in the best spots. I'm not a good player. We're starting the hive. I've got my 2-2 upgrades coming in at 9 minutes. Not the worst timing in the world. But now he's taking a 3rd base. Now let's look at this: 60 workers versus 63 drones. There was a time where he was above workers on me for the majority of this match, for the majority of this mid game. He's not spending his gas very well. He's trying to build Thors. Trying to build tanks. Not using this at all. Getting supply blocked. He's doing his best to spend his cash. I'm doing a better job than him spending my cash. And I've got one more worker than he does. But I have a throwaway army. This isn't Roach Hydra. This isn't a strong army type. Ling Bane is literally meant to be thrown away. I need to be up to 80 workers to be able to do and sustain Ling Bane for a long time. And I don't. I just don't get the appropriate amount of workers is one of my biggest issues. I don't have a creep spread. I have way too many tumors that I'm not using properly. And I'm trying to get across the map, get some more damage in. Because I've got my upgrades clicking, my ultras coming out. Now this is my next big mistake here. Ultraless Caverns finished. I'm on 62 workers. He's on 70 workers. I want to buy a Ferrari, but I only work at the post office with this much drone count right now. I need much more economy to be able to afford these Ferrari units, my Hive Tech. But I'm going to just stay on 62 because that's a good idea. Now, I do get a really nice hit here. I get into his main. I completely wipe out his second base. So let's look where we are now. Look at how much better we are. He has killed 14 of my workers with his continued harass. Let's slow this down a little bit. I get a lot of damage on his worker line, but he kills my entire army. My entire army dies. I've got tanks. I'm losing the tanks, and he has got a gaggle of Hellbats coming after me. Just shelling away on all of my units. These 1/1 Hellbats are going to destroy all 3 of my Hydras right now. My entire army is 3 Hydras, 22 Lings, and Queens. These Lings should have been Banes, but you know why I can't do that? Because I don't have the economy for that. This is when I should be able to take these big throwaway my army trades on 80 workers and remax because I have all of the larvae in the world. I've got 27 larvae right now. Pretty high energy queen, 2 very high energy queens, no queen here, no queen here. So I could have had much more larvae waiting for me. I've had 4 bases open for hours, and I haven't saturated them. All I need to do is fill up these 4 bases, and I'm at 80. That's all I need. Nah, 62's fine. 62's fine. I should have, at the 10-minute mark, when I started making ultras, taken a 5th base, and then drowned these 4, and then started to transition my unsaturated bases, or my oversaturated bases, over to my new 5th. This is what I should have done to win. Instead, I'm going to take on a gaggle of Hellbats with a bunch of Lings. So let's see how this goes. He has 21 Hellbats, and I have 22 Zerglings. I have 3 Ultras, but they are just popping out. I don't have my army together. I've got 7 Queens, but 3 of them are about to die right here. So let's see what happens with my Lings. Effective. Now I have no Lings. So let's look at that. He had 21 Hellbats. I had 22 Lings. Now he has 20 Hellbats, and I have no Lings. So maybe, just maybe, I should have made those into Banelings. Why can't I make those into Banelings? Because I don't have enough gas. I've got this, these gases. I'm on 8 gases. I'm spending my money like crazy, but that's just because I don't have 10 gases. Taking 2 more up here. Be on 10 gases now. Oh man, such a world of difference. Such a world of difference. He's floating minerals. He's on 46 supply. His army value is much higher than I am, and he's in my main right now. So let's see. Let's finally get some payoff from this. Let's see what 3/3 Ultras do to 1/1 Hellbats. You know what 3/3 Ultras do to 1/1 Hellbats? Murder them. murder them. So having all of those ultras with the Hellbats, with my Lings attack the Thor, ultras attack the Hellbats, Hydras attack the Liberators, that would have been a great day. Let's see what he's doing behind this. He's got 6 siege tanks. He's been making siege tanks all afternoon, but his doors are up so they can't get out. Welcome to Potato League. And again, I can't do anything I want. I've got 3 ultras going across the map. I'm going to try to push into his front door. That would have been pretty good, you know, to push into his front. But you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to attack 2 tanks and lose all 3 of my ultras. I have queens. I have queens that could have transfused. I could have Nidused into his third over here. I could have made some Vipers. I could have gotten up to 80 workers. I'm not getting attacked right now. These are just outside the front of my base. There's no need for me to attack these things. Why would I do that? No reason. I should be going into 80 workers years ago. Years ago I should have been there. He is not making drones anymore. He is maxing out. He is just pushing across the map. He doesn't want to make any more workers. Well, maybe that's changing now. Is this just a transfer? I think that's just a transfer base. That's what that seems to me. And he's got now a fleet of siege tanks coming across the map. He's sieged up here. I can run across. Let's go, Lings. Oh. Good job, Lings. Just throw my army away a little bit more. And you know what's also a really good idea? Let's attack this. Let's attack into this. I could have just, I don't know, gone around it. I don't know what drove me to attack into this. I have enough army to take out all of these tanks over here. All of them. If I got this as it was moving up. This is just, I think, a lot of lack of my map awareness. My creep isn't very good. I have overseers. I'm not using them. I know nothing about what he's doing on his side of the map right now. The only thing I know is that he has a third base. I've known that for forever. And I know that he's got a lot of mess coming into my main. Guess what? I didn't need creep to know that. I needed creep to see this. To keep these away from being able to siege up in front of my front door and let me not max out again. This was right when I was trying to get back into it, to get up to my economy I needed. And I attack into a choke point. Into Liberators. My ultras can't attack. It's a disaster. I lose all of my army. Look at this. Losing double what he has lost. And you wonder why I lost. Terran's OP. Let's just keep throwing my army into that. Now, as soon as he is able to siege and hit my hive, and also siege and hit this base over here, there's no way I can win at this point. He's got a massive army above it. There's nothing I can do about this. So, in conclusion, I did very well in the early game, keeping him away, got some damage in. I did terrible defending my bases. A Liberator and a Cloak Banshee. I had a hive, I had a hatchery, I had a lair years back. I could have made an Overseer invincible to Banshees who can only shoot up. I had upgrades for days. What I didn't do is I did not defend my mineral lines. These 3. I did not drone up effectively to 80 workers on Hive. If I'm doing this type of build, if I can't get to Hive Tech, I should have switched to Roach Hydra on 66 workers and pushed out. That would have been a much better idea. This build I try to skip Roach Hydra and I go Ling Bane Hydra due to my upgrades and win on 80 workers with the throwaway army. I should have switched maybe out a while ago. I am attacking the choke points, and the biggest the biggest mistake I'm making is I'm just throwing my army away when I don't need to. And I'm throwing away my important units. Lings I can throw away. I cannot be throwing away my ultras and my hydras, my queens. Ling Bane is what I could throw away, not the expensive units. So I challenge you, anytime you think you've played a match where you have no idea why you lost, you were way ahead, you were on top of the world, I want you to go back and look at it. Analyze it as a potato league. I'll do it for you. Send it to me in my email, send it to me on YouTube. Damberg SC with a space. And let me take a look at it. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Hope you enjoyed it.